We have been an apologist for the now Washington Commanders. I have to start by saying I'll give my brief reaction to the name. I like it. It's good enough for a team that changes names more times than I change my underwear. I'm just kidding. But it's good enough. I like the name. Let's roll with it. Now let's keep it. No more name changes. But I feel like for a team that we've covered relatively extensively, that's not a great way to put that, I still think that there's some work that needs to be done with this team, even though we have given them a lot of credit. I think there's a lot of good pieces on this team. There really is. I know, and I get it. You know, Chase Young got a lot of slack last year. Like, I get it. I do. But I think overall, as the Washington Commanders, again, that's going to take some getting used to, as they move forward and decide what they really want to do moving forward. I think there needs to be a lot of things that needs to be taken into consideration. Offensively, I think that they are looking really good right now, but I think the most important position needs to be solved, and that is quarterback. And to do that, I think the Commanders need to sign Jameis Winston. That's right. Now, I know just by saying this, there might be a certain portion of the Commanders fan base that tunes me out immediately, and that's okay. But the reason I think the Commanders need to sign Jameis Winston, especially during the offseason, is very simple. The 2022 NFL draft is a draft in which the quarterbacks in it aren't amazing. Like, there's no Trevor Lawrences, there's no Patrick Mahomes. There's some good quarterbacks. I like Kenny Pickett. I like Sam Howell. I like Desmond Ridder. I like a lot of these players, but I just feel like there's a lot left to be liked. Like, I'm not going to take any of these guys top 10. I don't comfortably think I will. I think that you can get a lot better talent and maybe hope one of these guys slips into the second round, which I think one will. I think a very good quarterback will slip into the second round. But I think overall, the Washington Commanders need to look at all their options, because obviously they've got talent everywhere else except quarterback. I think Taylor Heineke has been serviceable. I like Kyle Allen as well, but they're not the long-term answers, and I think that's what, number one, that is the exact thing that Washington is going to try to find in the offseason, is that future signal caller. Now, could they do other trades? Yes, Brett Hundley maybe, I don't know. But I think overall, the Washington Commanders need to be serious about upgrading their signal callers, especially this offseason. I think it needs to start with Jameis Winston. Why Jameis Winston? I think in 1 year with Sean Payton, with a quality coach, you could see what he did in order to change himself. A guy that had 14 touchdown passes and only 3 interceptions. Now, cards on the table, 5 of those touchdowns came against the Packers in week 1. So you're looking at a guy that threw 9 touchdown passes and 3 interceptions, but he had them winning games. Like, through the first, 7 games, they were a total of, let's see, what did I do? 3, 7, they were 5-2? Yeah, 5-2. The Saints were winning games. And I think that, a guy that, like Jameis Winston, that came in and I think did do enough. I think he has earned a spot to be able to revive his career a little bit, or at least another shot with an NFL team. I think you like what you see here. Didn't quite complete 60% of his passes, but over 1,100 yards and 5-2 as a starter, 14 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. That all looks great. But I feel like you really started to see a quarterback that I think he was starting to believe in himself a little bit more. Like, yes, he had a quality coach, but I think if he went to Washington, to me, that's the best fit, because I think Washington has a lot going for it. I think moving forward, yes, do they have some questions to answer? Everybody does. Don't give me that. But overall, they've got some great weapons. Terry McLaurin, I never say his name right either, but I'm really excited. I think he's honestly one of the most underrated wide receivers in the entire league. I loved what De'Ami Brown did this year. Antonio Gibson remains one of the best running backs in the NFL. I will say it anywhere. I don't care. Jarrett Patterson actually surprised me a little bit. And then, by the way, I think another player that is going to break out, and we were really excited for him, is Antonio Gandy-Golden. I think he's going to have a big year moving forward. I think he just needs to, I honestly think he needs to just get more of an opportunity, but we'll see what that does moving forward. But overall, I think that the Washington Commanders need to be serious about upgrading all of their positions this offseason, and it starts with quarterback. I think that Jameis Winston is a great fit here. I think he honestly would give them a good chance to both win now and serve as a stopgap quarterback for their team. Now, The way that the Commanders are stacked up right now, they've got a lot of talent offensively and defensively. We just touched on some of it offensively, but on the defensive side of the football, you got guys like Montez Sweat, and Shaq Tony, which, by the way, I think he's going to have a really a big career with Washington. Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen on the inside there. Jamin Davis was a little bit, he didn't quite live up to it for me, but I think there's still a lot to like moving forward. And I think Washington, Kendall Fuller, William Jackson III, Cameron Curl is one of the best free safeties and is very, very, very underrated. Strong safety. He plays free, a little bit of strong, whatever. But he's one of the best safeties in the NFL, and he deserves a lot of credit. So overall, I think moving forward, the Commanders need to be serious about upgrading their backup quarterback position, or at least their starter. I think they need to go out and sign a guy like Jameis Winston. I don't think he's going to be that much money because, again, this was supposed to be a career revitalizing year for a guy like Jameis Winston, and torn ACL, out what? I think the article I read, out 6 months. So, you go from November to January, February. Okay, he's going to be starting to do non-contact drills. He'll be ready by the time OTAs, or should be by the time OTAs and at the very least preseason rolls around. So, I really believe this is going to be this would be a really smart signing by the Commanders, and I think it would give them the best chance moving forward to solve their problem at quarterback. But let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are all truthfully awesome, and we love every single one of you. If you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com or put it in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover it. Also, give us a listen and sub on iTunes. But let us know what you guys think about the Washington Commanders needing, man, that's weird, the Washington Commanders needing to sign Jameis Winston.